Hey EU citizens, remember that law about the EU scanning all of your private information? Well, it looks like it's probably going to go through. Now, for those of you who don't know, the chat control law for the EU to protect children, of course, is looking like it's going to go through on October 14th. If you haven't heard about this law, basically, it's going to permit governments to scan all of your private chat encrypted information. This includes photos. This includes your Drive account with all your documents and files, of course. And this will allow police to go ahead and do investigations regarding explicit material concerning children. Now, I think everybody can agree that children need to be protected. But the issue that I have as a parent is that nothing is being done in the beginning of the process. And what I mean about this is, how do predators find children? Now, the easiest way for a predator to find their potential prey is actually social media. This could be Instagram, TikTok, or even YouTube, of course. All they have to do is look for a child. Now, since there are so many parents out there looking to be influencers, they're not afraid to post their children to exploit them to get that specific credibility. Unfortunately, a lot of children are posted without consent or even knowledge about their privacy, and their information is being posted freely, such as their name, their birth date, where they live, and where they go to school. Any health conditions they may have is freely available for those predators to take advantage of. This also includes predators who are already behind bars. Those predators are mentally unwell, obviously, and in order to get their fix, they go on these social media platforms and can readily access that information because it's freely available. You don't have to take away an entire population's privacy to see that there is an issue with certain companies on how they allow children to be exploited without any protections or laws in place. Now, speaking of child exploitation, you also have to think, where do children generally hang out when it concerns the internet? A lot of predators will approach and find children via internet platforms such as games. A lot of games have an online version, including Minecraft, as well as Fortnite, and of course, Roblox. If you're a parent, you might have heard these names thrown around with kids. You have to be aware as a parent that these are online platforms, which means anyone can join. And a lot of PDF files love to join these platforms to, of course, find children, lure those children into private messages that may happen on the platform themselves, or lure them off the platforms to have those conversations. Now, this is notorious for a lot of games, especially Roblox. People report this quite often. There's even specific influencers making content to shout out this problem to the company, which nothing is being done. Yes, some accounts are being banned, but people are not being prosecuted for these crimes. Now, if we want to look at the EU as a whole, we have taken on companies before and been successful for that. So I think the EU has the power to put pressure on these companies, but rather than doing that, we would rather just take the privacy away from 450 million citizens in hopes that we'll be able to catch and prevent predators from luring, grooming, and sharing explicit content about children. Now, in regards to explicit content, these predators do not even need to contact your child to make the explicit content. This may sound crazy, but they are using AI to generate videos, and especially explicit videos. You could be posting an innocent picture of your child at the beach, and a predator will take that photo, share it amongst the community, and that community of very sick individuals can make fake videos regarding your child. This is horrific, and parents should know about this. Most of them who are influencers do and continue to exploit their children on the specific platforms because the monetary gain is just too much to let go. Now, I know as a parent, in order to protect my child, I keep them off the internet. Some parents may not know the risk involved, and I think that's the job of the government to step in and inform them. It is not their job to take away the privacy, scan everybody's information, whether they're guilty or not, and use an AI program to define whether that person is suspicious or not. All of you who are using AI out there know AI makes a lot of mistakes, a lot of false positives, and you can imagine that the police will have even more work to go through to sift through these potentially suspicious individuals, do the proper investigation, follow the proper legal channels, which can be complex and quite long. Meanwhile, the child could be fallen prey to that specific individual and nothing is being done in the meantime. If we're looking to protect children, we need to protect them from the easiest way possible by keeping them off the internet and finding out individuals who may be downloading specific images offline, sharing within those communities, which is all public-facing information that is accessible without having to take the privacy away from every citizen on the continent. This just sounds absurd to me. I know that they're using the protection of children to try to pass a chat control, which will obviously scan all the information of every individual. Who knows what it'll be used for in the future, because we can assume people go in with good intentions and that will be warped into something else in order to control the entire population for something that we can't fight against. As somebody who's against companies already stealing information, leaking that information, getting hacked, not protecting our information as much as they should, how are we supposed to have confidence that the government will be doing that as well? Which companies will be doing the potential scanning? How will they be storing our private information? And if our information is no longer encrypted properly, this means that bad players can probably come in and steal information a lot easier. Let's be honest, we're all going to be a lot more vulnerable when it comes to our apps, our banking, obviously our communication, and everything that we have in our phones and computers will just be that much more susceptible to getting hacked. I don't think anybody would say we shouldn't protect children, but using that as a cover term in order to pass something that is just not needed to protect children, we can already protect children with the tools we have, but we need more resources. We need police that are specialized in this particular field, and we need laws in place to protect them before they're even preyed upon. This to me seems like a half-baked attempt to control everybody and have information and data on the complete population rather than protecting the most vulnerable in the population. Now, if you're somebody who lives in the EU, I highly recommend checking out the website Fight Chat Control. They have a wealth of resources regarding this particular law. The most interesting part of the law I found out is directly on the homepage. Now, even though they're looking to give away all of our privacy, it's nice to know that the EU politicians are exempt themselves from this surveillance under professional secrecy. This means that they get privacy and you and your family do not. Perhaps if you want privacy, maybe you should become an EU politician. At least that's how I interpret this. But in the end, it's just crazy to me. This shouldn't be on the table to give up everybody's privacy for the sake of finding a few bad apples that could be easily found with public-facing measures and laws put into place. Now, if you're curious to see if your country is opposed or supporting this particular measure, definitely check out Fight Chat Control. I know I live in France and they are supporting this crazy measure. We have 81 representatives that will be receiving a lovely email. I've already started the process, but I need to continue because I like to personalize each email. I like to use AI, as a matter of fact, to change the tone of each email to appeal to the political party of that specific individual. You will notice if you live in Europe, you have quite a range of different political parties. We're not just a two-party system in most of these countries. We have a range. We have left and rights, of course, but we have everything in the middle, things on the extremes. And the best way to approach that is to approach them as they are representing you. And sometimes they listen a little bit better if you adapt your speech to meet what they want to hear and see. They're politicians, so keep this in mind. I think as it stands, it looks like 15 member states are supporting this particular measure. 6 are opposing and 6 are undecided. So if those 6 who are undecided go to the opposed side, that means 12 will be opposed and 15 will be supporting. So as it stands today, at best case scenario, it looks like this crap is gonna pass. This is horrendous. What are we doing? We are not protecting children. We are not preventing terrorism. We are not stopping the drug kings coming through and doing what they do. I mean, this is insane to me. Taking away everyone's privacy for the sake of giving the police a crap ton of more work to do that may lead them onto false paths. Of course, they will have to investigate a lot more. We will need to increase the police force, fund the police force as well, and it's just not in place. When we can do simple measures, we could really put more pressure on these companies like Meta, Google, Microsoft even, Apple, and of course all of the gaming companies putting out these games that are so attractive to children that have an open world where they can chat with potential predators. So as one fellow European to another, please again, take time, look at the fight chat control laws, reach out to your representatives. If your representatives are already opposed to this particular measure, maybe send them a nice little thank you email to remind them to stay opposed, because who knows, maybe some people may change their mind. I'd like to thank all of my members for supporting the channel and thank all of you for watching, and see you soon.